Kraft, power, strength.
You've undoubtedly seen him before.
I want to be the fragrance guy.
He's loud.
This is the best fragrance
In the world!
He's outrageous.
You smell this, baby?
I want to have sex with a woman right now.
He smells like success. He's Jeremy Fragrance, the fragrance influencer turned internet phenomenon. Love him or hate him, you can't ignore him. This is the story of the man who made smelling good a viral obsession. Jeremy Fragrance wasn't always Jeremy.
So I'm born as Daniel Średziński, son of Kazimierz Średziński and Yolanda. So, Polish parents. I grew up in a German town and I was a tough kid. I punched people in the face in the kindergarten already. And I was a cool guy.
Jeremy's combative tendencies stemmed from a turbulent home life.
I mean, yeah, my father beat me actually, and my brother too. My brother is 4 years older, so my father beat my brother more than me. And I was raised more single by my mother.
After his parents divorced, Jeremy took his stepfather's name, becoming Daniel Schutz.
When I was 10 years old, my brother got hit in the bar when he was picking up pizza. After that, I went to martial arts school, which was very good. My brother and I were sent to a martial arts school so we could defend ourselves. I did that martial arts thing until I was about 16 years old.
Jeremy thrived in martial arts. It gave him confidence, control, and a taste of power. He also found an outlet in dance, landing a part-time job at the Oldenburg State Theatre. Creativity started paying off, and he set his sights on something bigger: YouTube.
As a kid, I saw guys like Jean-Claude Van Damme, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Michael Jackson on stage. They had this iconic approach. When I did stuff like dancing, I didn't want to be just normal. I wanted to be the best.
At 18, Jeremy launched a YouTube channel where he showed off his dance skills and made dance tutorials.
If you're not having fun, if you're shy, it will look like shit. If you're having fun, everything looks good, guys. Everything looks good if you're having fun.
I was a crip walker, sea walking. I was very famous on YouTube before YouTube really started, already 2005 or something. I really did that very early. I had millions of views, even Nutella, Ferrero sent me gifts because I made dance videos for them just for fun. And I was actually almost the best and most popular sea walker. Fast forward, my channel got deleted because of copyright issues because I was dancing on different songs.
While his channel was public, it caught the attention of a music scout. The next stop, a boy band called Part 6.
Blick durchtrainierter Körper. Jeremy Williams aus Bonn ist...
The idea was Jeremy Williams, the surfer from Hawaii. Also, I was visualizing something like people screaming, Jeremy, Jeremy.
To stand out in the pop world, he adopted the name Jeremy Williams. According to German interviews at the time, he was an avid player of World of Warcraft and admired a level 60 paladin named Jeremiah. He liked the vibe, so Jeremy stuck. His manager pushed for a surfer from Hawaii persona to complete the look. He was recruited into Part 6, a boy band that didn't quite take off. After that, he joined another group, Golden Circle, where he helped produce the song Ibiza Forever. He also gave a solo career a shot with the track All of Me. None of it gained serious traction. Behind the scenes, things were darker.
I got into the gay community. I liked the attention, but I was not gay and I still don't consider myself gay, but I had a lot of experience and actually I do like the gay community. But it was a bit of a tragedy and I did things that I did not like.
These gay people try to, they try to, how do you say that? you like force me to do stuff.
I didn't think actively that much. I always knew it's not so in my interest. I don't like it. Well, there was one upside, which was I was very desired by this community, and I was also in a, you could say, type of a relationship. Okay, now I'm not going to go even more detailed like that, but so the relationship with the gay guy continued. It was a bit fucked up, actually. And I also had stuff with girls, and one of the girls, after I did not want to have contact with her anymore, just like many men are a little bit arrogant after they have sex with a woman, you know, she was very much in love with me, and she says, I love you, I love you, I love you. She says again, I love you, and I'm like, I'm the cool guy, I don't care, just another girl. And then she writes after 6 months, well, you know what, I will sue you for rape. I said, what the fuck, stupid woman, not going to respond. So I said, fuck it, I keep going. And then she actually tried to sue me. And you know, I speak about that chapter of my life because it really hurt me and it really changed me as a human being. And I said, no, it's not possible. She's actually doing it. But I gained more strength than ever in my life. And I said, you know what? This woman tries to do that. I rather go in jail and I tell the whole world what this woman tried to do with me, to speak about the truth and to make her feel ashamed. The truth doesn't have any sides. But then the weakness sneaked in when actually a letter of the police came in. He said, you know what? This woman says you did it. And I said, fuck this shit. She's actually trying to do it. You should go at least once to that thing in the church where you close the door behind you and there's the pastor on the other side. And you say what's on your heart. And back then, I think the thing with the woman, with the rape trials and all that stuff was really on my heart because I really didn't feel good about that. And I also lied a couple of times in my life in different situations, which I also don't like. And ultimately, yeah, when the woman tried to sue me, we basically made up a story with my gay friend and we basically lied, and it didn't even come to court. But because it was so ridiculous to me anyways, I say, well, fuck it, let's just do it. And you know what? This changed my life, and I felt like an asshole. And after that, I swore I will never, ever lie again in my life.
It was a chaotic, messy stretch of his life. The fame he chased never landed, but Jeremy wasn't done reinventing himself.
When the first time I was in America with 19, I went into an Abercrombie & Fitch store in Hawaii, and I liked the smell in it. And when I came back, I researched that fragrance on YouTube. We didn't have Abercrombie in Germany, and also not that experience where the store smells so well. And I was surprised that you have people speaking on a visual media about fragrance.
Jeremy had dabbled with scents before, but this moment flipped a switch. Fragrance went from a curiosity to a calling. Soon after, Jeremy Williams became Jeremy Fragrance.
Hello, this is Jeremy, and this is a fragrance review about 1 Million and the other bombshell, Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male.
I think I started the channel in July 2014.
The amazing thing is, we're talking about fragrances, right? And to be honest, man, this, in my opinion, is the only magic, really magic pill in life. All you have to do is, okay, my attraction is now 15.5% higher than it was before. Really, guys, it is that simple.
And what I quickly noticed is that people like it more when you describe fragrances in an emotional way, instead of saying, this fragrance smells like lemon, cedarwood, and patchouli, which it does. I made a very emotional way of describing fragrances which people connect, and I focused on that.
It is a perfect fragrance. It's just feminine, unique, long-lasting, sexy, alluring, seductive, beachy, cocktail lounge in the night, in the summer heat. Cool stuff.
His reviews weren't technical breakdowns, they were emotional. He talked about how a fragrance felt, what memories it triggered, or how it could make someone feel powerful. He sometimes mixed in his own personal stories.
I'm gonna make a short story to you, because in my opinion the best female fragrance on the market is which expresses ultimate feminine, sweet, pretty energy is Viva La Juicy by Juicy Couture. This fragrance made such an impact on me. My girlfriend, 3 girlfriends ago, wore this scent, and it made such an impact on me that I gave this to a present to my following up girlfriends to forget that one girlfriend. When I hugged her, you know, and her blonde hair flew in my face and I got a whiff of this pure, sexy, feminine scent, I was like, damn, wow, make me weak in my knees. This fragrance is the ultimate feminine, sexy seduction. Viva La Juicy Gold Edition. I had a girlfriend when I was 16 or something. She was wearing Viva La Juicy. I thought oh damn. I thought it was the best fragrance in the world. Then we decided to go separate ways, and she left me a full sprayed top of her, and I kept smelling this fragrance like for 2-3 weeks. That's how long it lasted, and that's how my love to this fragrance developed. And as I'm telling you, this is the best fragrance in the world!
Over time, Jeremy noticed that affiliate links in his video descriptions were making money, and realized he could turn his passion into a full-on career.
And then I committed to doing this very serious, and not just as a hobby, also in the way that I want to take care of mom financially.
Jeremy stood out. He was passionate and high energy.
Let's do some push-ups right now, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Carolina Herrera, great fragrance.
He was one of the first fragrance YouTubers to hit the streets, asking random women for their takes on men's cologne.
It's good.
Good?
Yes.
From 1 to 10? 10 being the best?
Yeah, it's the best then.
10?
Yes.
Whoa. Dolce & Gabbana, the one.
He did find a formula that kind of set him apart, and that was that he was focusing on people's reactions to the compliments. He went out and asked people in the streets, like, how would you rate this fragrance from 1 to 10? And, you know, that's really what set him apart. And within the first, I think, 3 or 4 months, he went up to 60,000 subscribers.
It was part marketing, part charisma, and it worked. Views climbed, and his channel grew. So did his ambition. He poured more time, energy, and money into his content. He collaborated with other fragrance YouTubers and showed up at major fragrance events.
Guys, this is the whale puke thing. This is an ambergris stone, 3 kilograms, which is over 100,000 euros for that.
He was slowly building himself into the face of fragrance on the internet. Despite his growing popularity, Jeremy didn't hide behind the hype. He often opened up to his audience, even on bad days.
What's up guys, Jeremy here, no spin today. Because my cat just died, I'm not kidding you, my cat died like an hour ago. But, okay, so, yeah, my cat died just an hour ago. She has been with me for over 20 years, but She actually fell asleep, so that's nice. So, of course I could wait for this video until tomorrow or something, but I want to show you guys that life goes on. Life goes on, right? That's just the way it is. Life goes on. Someday we all have to leave this planet, so do something from your life, guys. Okay, so back to the video idea, guys. 3 fragrances for men, 3 fragrances for women that I suggest you to buy.
And the winner of the Fragrance Foundation Award for Consumer Choice Vlog is Jeremy Fragrance.
Jeremy's unfiltered approach would pay off. He won an award for one of his YouTube videos, solidifying his place as a serious voice in the fragrance world.
These are fragrance awards. Nice, right? I've been nominated twice and I won it twice. This is the so-called Oscar of the fragrance industry. I won it twice in New York City in the Alice Tully Hall, and it's pretty nice. You can see my acceptance speech on the internet, guys.
Okay, so you have to know I'm German, I'm from a little German town, and you have to see the internet makes everything possible. I just made a video starting out talking about fragrances. Back in the days, I just wanted to see how to be more attractive, how to style my hair. I got into fragrances, and then the views came, the subscribers came, and then this is now my full-time job. This is my journey, this is my lifetime thing. And now I'm in New York getting this thing. Whoa! I'm making a video for my vlog right now up there.
Jeremy had built a massive following on YouTube, more than he ever expected. But popularity wasn't the finish line. He wanted more. He wanted his own fragrance brand, and that's exactly what he would create.
What's up, Kickstarter community? Jeremy here, and I'm the crazy German perfume influencer that makes one-handed push-ups and that has just created his first fragrance ever.
And this fragrance juice will change the fragrance world.
With help from his brother Camille, Jeremy launched a Kickstarter campaign. It raised nearly 800,000 euros without anyone smelling a drop. The goal of their fragrance line was simple: make scent selection easy for everyone, especially those new to the world of fragrance. Each scent was designed for a specific occasion: office, date night, the club, and more. Jeremy secured master perfumer Alberto Morillas to develop his fragrances.
I'm very happy to see you.
So guys, I'm in Switzerland, Geneva, and you live here, right?
I live here, yes.
So you got your diploma for the master perfumer 1 year before I was born. What is going on? Whoa, this is crazy.
Alberto Morillas made Acqua di Gio, Versace Pour Homme, CK1. Alberto Morillas is the king of fresh fragrances, undeniably. The king of fresh fragrances is Alberto Morillas. And you know what? He learned all by himself. He didn't go to perfume school.
We will make fragrances suitable for this occasion, for this occasion, for this occasion. In this case, office for men. So you're not lost in the jungle of fragrances looking for, okay, so many fragrances. Which one should I get? Does this last long? Is this sexy? We solve this problem easily with this brand. So trust in me, guys. This is it. Thank you for watching. Peace.
With that, Fragrance One was founded. At first, it looked like a success, but behind the scenes, tensions were building.
My conflict was that if you're a guy like me in that situation that is fairly new to the fragrance game, you're not necessarily going to spend hundreds of dollars on fragrances.
I'm going to tell you now why the price of my fragrance will be tripled soon. You gotta know, fragrances to me are like an art form. Fashion is an art form. Art obviously is also an art form. And some cars to the extent are also an art form. And what does a car manufacturer do? They produce a very small amount of cars to make them exclusive. We will also produce a small amount to keep us exclusive. Little quantity, high price tag, that combined with a fantastic product makes a luxury good at its finest. And that's what I'm going to do. In my eyes, it's a very good thing that I'm not doing it in first place for the money. I got other things in my head to get money, but this I see as a passion project.
So the price was a problem, as for many of you, for me as well. It just didn't make sense. Furthermore, the packaging, the bottle and the sprayer technically were pretty good. It's Heinz glass. It's I believe it was a Italian sprayer, a very fine mist, very well executed. However, I mean, the cap situation.
We initially didn't even launch it with a cap because Jeremy thought it was not important to do that. And, you know, to a degree I understood, but I was kind of surprised because I was still relatively new to the industry. This could have been done a little bit better. And then there was a black bottle, and then we had a black bottle with a black cap. So the problem was more with the presentation and the polarization of my brother in the industry. And let's not forget the price point. Believe me, there were arguments between my brother and I. I was close to having a heart attack. I do understand why there was a lot of let's say, frustration by the community.
Jeremy's audience was already frustrated by the high price of the fragrances, but when he posted a video flaunting his newly financed Ferrari, things blew up.
Guys, this is it. This is the contract. Was sagst du?
To many, it felt like a slap in the face, a flashy car bought on the back of a crowdfunding campaign. The backlash was fierce. Fans accused him of hypocrisy, of selling out, of caring more about luxury than loyalty. The backlash seemed like it was too much for Jeremy.
I'm done with YouTube, and I'm doing it like this, guys. So, haters, do whatever you want. I'm not afraid anymore. I'm not calling any names. Everybody that becomes successful has haters. That's tragic. I came into this whole game just like a little guy, little boy. Yeah, let's have fun. The whole world is cool. I love you, everybody. That was part of the reason I had success, because I was so naive. I was so, let's do it. Everybody's cool. Everybody's kind. Many people told me, no, bro, the world is not kind. The world is not good, especially if you become successful. There's a lot of reason to hate on me. Okay, I look good. I don't say that for saying that I'm cool, but I look good. I'm very tall. I got myself a Ferrari just in that time where I asked people for money, which is obviously very contradictory, but I got successful through YouTube, and it allowed me to finance a Ferrari. I was financing a Ferrari yesterday. I gave it back, and now it's getting sold, and the money I spent, and I get some money back. It was now an experience. I have no new goals. I used to write down every day, Ferrari, 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 Ferrari. Like a little kid that had dreams every day. I wrote that down. Now the Ferrari is gone. From now on, I'm done with this whole hate. Like, just leave me alone, guys. Just leave me alone. I'm not watching any other fragrance reviewers. I'm not responding to any messages anymore. I'm not chatting with any people. People try to manipulate me. People try to make negative stuff with me. I just wanted to become cool. I just wanted to have a great purpose in life. And the world is not a good place. Just remember that, guys. Everybody that has dreams, try to be not popular. I have switched my goals, and I can just say, I don't care about you anymore. To me now, the current thing, what I value the most is that I can be in peace with me. I'm not going to edit my videos anymore at all. I'm not going to make any cuts anymore, because I'm done with this fake world where people just try to punch you in the face. I'm done with this. So I'm not accusing any haters anymore. Done with you guys. I can say for myself, I'm a good person, I'm a good-hearted person, and that's all I need to be happy in my life. Still going for my own fragrance brand.
And if everything fails, I will become a farmer or whatever I do. Thank you very much. Love you. Peace.
The criticism shook Jeremy enough that he considered quitting the very platform that had made him successful, but he didn't. Instead, he returned to YouTube with more videos and a calmer, more focused mindset.
This guy's writing, "You have such a terrible marketing strategy. If you think it will grab more people attention and more money in return, it will backfire big time." Okay, but what does backfire mean? What is actually my goal in life? Do I need to earn a lot of money, or do I simply want to feel good in what I do? I want to feel good in what I do because I'm satisfied from my financial standpoint, and it's not about that. I made something that I'm satisfied of, and that's for me the most important thing. Thank you to everybody that backed me and this whole stuff, and it's cool. As you know, I'm an artist, I'm not a corporate person, and that's why it can go up and down with me. I seriously want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you to also the haters, also seriously to the haters, because I had the full ride of everything now. I had the full ride of everything, which was very interesting for me. So thank you very much, guys. Love you. Peace.
Jeremy was confident in his vision for his company and unwilling to let others steer him off course. Despite the backlash, his fragrance brand would go on to succeed. Jeremy's online reputation would be changed forever once he began posting on TikTok, and his videos began raking in millions of views.
So I actually take part of the blame because I did tell Jeremy quite a couple of years ago when I saw that he started dancing more and more on his YouTube channel. I just told him, hey dude, I know you like to dance. Why don't you take that to TikTok? I think it's a better platform for that. So he took my advice for better or worse, and that's what happened.
3 cheap perfumes for women.
Though Jeremy's TikTok videos started out normal, he soon realized that in order to capture the attention of viewers, he needed to change his approach.
So it gets a lot of likes when I do that. Oops, sorry. Blöde Chanel. This has a magnetic cap, I can't open it. Fragrances. Hurrah. La Nuit de l'Homme by Yves Saint Laurent. And it's sweet, sexy, and fresh at the same time. Ha! No cap in this case.
Along with dancing and putting bottle caps in his mouth, Jeremy would also do some interesting reviews.
Let's analyze the smell of toothpaste. So. Oh.
Smell of corn. So this is so good smelling. One of the best smells I know from food.
I used to be addicted to this. I'm smelling this now for the first time since a long time.
Okay, let's smell it. I want to have sex with this pizza.
Guys, Saddam Hussein was wearing this fragrance oil. And it smells very strong and dominant and also a bit floral. And I want to lick the skin of a woman that applies this fragrance on her, but not from every woman, because I don't want to do that with married women and also not with some other woman. So take that not so serious what I just said.
Jeremy would also display his unusual eating habits.
This is frankincense and I will eat a bit of this. Did you know you can eat that stuff? And it tastes pretty good. And also it has beneficial smell good of the mouth type of stuff. Finally, I can eat, guys.
Number one question that everybody asks, and I would like to set it straight. Does Jeremy take drugs? Short answer, no, I don't think so.
I'm not taking drugs. I'm not taking drugs. Isn't that fantastic that I have a drug-like energy without taking drugs?
Viewers grew concerned that Jeremy's new TikTok persona was drug-fueled, a common joke being how many lines he'd taken that day.
Hey, it's just protein powder, all right, guys? This is just protein powder. A woman passed me and she's look, it's just protein powder, guys.
Jeremy uploaded obsessively, at least 20 times a day, and deleted anything that didn't go viral.
Just like Picasso painted a lot of pictures, you also as an artist should create a lot of stuff.
He also appeared noticeably thinner in his videos, which further bolstered theories that he was using drugs.
You don't have to take drugs in order to behave in a certain way. I know he's trying to take care of his body in a certain way, and people can agree or disagree with it.
Okay, time to eat this. I didn't eat for 36 hours. All right, guys, I did not eat for 9 days.
I could eat now a piece of shoe. Ich könnte jetzt eine Schuhsohle essen, die würde mir schmecken.
But when you fast, for example, or you do extreme routines, as he likes to do, then your body can sometimes behave in a weird way, and so does your mind.
Was ein Schuss, Alter. On the market. I do have different vibes. Sometimes I'm like on drugs, sometimes I'm super normal. Super normal. You can also be super normal, which I am right now. So I'm trained my brain to put myself in different moods where I'm very extreme. Because I noticed nowadays that works.
It's quite difficult to get a lot of views and a lot of engagement on purely educational content on platforms like TikTok.
All right, guys, the smallest elevator I've ever been. Fragrance of the day. Nothing, and I gotta go on the toilet right now.
Jeremy's bizarre and over-the-top TikTok videos were a great success, making him a viral figure once again, but for very different reasons than before. He was often recognized in public by fans, and in typical Jeremy fashion, he'd sniff them to guess their fragrances.
It's Bleu de Chanel.
It is Bleu de Chanel.
Oh, sorry. Jean-Paul Gaultier Les Mâles.
Beneath the chaotic humor of his TikTok videos, something darker was at play, something that would significantly affect Jeremy and his content forever.
I'm the #1 fragrance icon that follows the teachings of Jesus. #1 fragrance icon that follows the teachings of Jesus.
And I'm the #1 fragrance influencer that follows the teachings of Jesus.
My birth certificate. But truly I was born when my mom and dad brought me to the baptism. Then I was reborn with Jesus Christ. I'm immortal. I'm saved by him because I'm a baptized Christian that believes in Jesus Christ. And it's a very satisfying feeling. A person like me that is so extreme and so much is going on with my life. I have the safety of Christianity, and I suggest you too.
I'm Jeremy Fragrance, the #1 fragrance icon that follows the teachings of Jesus.
Jeremy began speaking more openly about his faith, proudly calling himself the #1 fragrance influencer who follows the teachings of Jesus. To those that knew him, it was clear this shift wasn't random. It followed a personal chapter in his life that had quietly but profoundly changed him.
I also feel like this really ramped up after our founder passed away in 2019, but I'm not sure. It's definitely been on his mind ever since that.
Despite the abuse he endured as a child at the hands of his father, they had reconciled and had grown closer in later years. Though Jeremy had grown up in a Catholic household, it wasn't until his father's death that he began to explore his faith for himself.
I had a fantastic experience with God. On my way back one day, driving from the office to my home, after facing all of my fears, after being successful, after having financial stuff, I said, you know what would... I didn't even actively think through it, because what I'm going to say right now, you have to watch out. But what I did is, what actually happens if I say God doesn't exist? So I was driving and I said that God doesn't exist in my brain. What happened then? I blacked out while I was driving for about 13 to 15 seconds. I blacked out, I was unconscious, but I kept driving like God was guiding me. And I woke up after these 10 to 15 seconds, and I remember like today, it was, what the fuck? I'm looking at my hand. I became conscious of my being, like God showed me, here you go, baby. Like God showed me that. Like God told me, here you go, baby. And it was like, whoa! So I literally became unconscious and woke up and saw my own hand on that steering wheel after having that thought. Just because I wanted to see, is there anything other left in this life that I can be scared of or do something? And then God, boom, did this to me. So thank you, God.
Do you miss our father when he passed away in 2019?
Yeah.
Kind of fast too.
Yes.
Unexpectedly, right? You had more contact with him than I.
At some point, I received a picture where he was very slim, extremely slim. And then I was very, very much contacting our aunt to check him, or a doctor that I knew. What do you think? What should be done? Or I don't know.
Before the death of his father, Jeremy had found an unconventional method to help him cope with stressful situations, and he had employed this tactic when his father had fallen ill.
I had a habit of, whenever I don't wear my underwear, stupid, I know, like some people, they wear an amulet or a cap. Basically, when I didn't like what I have to do, I just took off my underwear, and it was a symbol for me. Okay, this is not related, and it sounds so stupid, this whole story. And yeah, so I could push through situations that I didn't like. And when I put the underwear on again, I would be myself again. And also in a good way, because I turned off my ego, which sometimes was good. And then my father got sick. So my father was about to die, and I wanted to keep it cool. So I did the underwear thing to keep it cool and just think rational. Okay, what do I do now? There's this German doctor, let me help this and like this. And it also shielded me from pain.
I did certain stuff, but I didn't fly to him, which I could have done. And then at some point, his new wife called me and then told me that he died.
So I noticed that when my father died, as stupid as it sounds, I was not wearing the underwear because I was still doing some business stuff and kept it cool in my brain.
I created this video in case you want to know how I looked after knowing that my dad died. About 1 hour after that, I shot that video here.
And it was very tough because I was exposed to a lot of drama by then anyways, already in my life. And I was very emotionally stable. And at some point when I visited his grave, I think the tear was falling down.
And there was some article on the internet that said, you have to protect your heart. shield your soul, shield your heart from the attacks, but also give it some output. And I said, wow, that's interesting. That's like the reverse to the underwear thing. So I put on the underwear again and I started crying like a bitch in the airport. And you know, my father's dead, I was totally fucked.
Also, I learned to let out my emotions in a continuous daily thing. When I sing sometimes, I had a way to unlock my emotional vibes. The death of my dad, it came predicted, and I don't know how you feel, but for me, I stepped up my position as a man. And there's a saying, a boy becomes a man when a man is needed. And a woman becomes a woman, a girl becomes a woman when a woman is needed. And so I felt a bit like that.
Gotcha.
When Dad died.
Yeah.
Though his father was gone, his memory lived on in Jeremy's favorite way, through fragrance.
Before my dad died, he wore this as a fragrance, as the fragrance that I remember him wearing. Because he visited me and he had a lunch at my mom's place. I think it was something like a chicken soup or some type of a soup. And I applied this fragrance on him because he wanted to smell good before we go to my mom. And so this is a special fragrance to me, although this is the bath and shower gel.
This brand gave me financial freedom. This brand feeds my family. My father is not alive anymore, but I could help him too while he was alive. I planted hazelnut trees on his farm in Poland.
As Jeremy looked back, he also started thinking about his future. He was financially successful and had built the life he once dreamed of. He had all but one thing, someone to share it with.
And the last one I don't talk so much about is Perry Ellis 360 Red. I love it, man. It's the dildo of the fragrance industry. And yeah, it's not so funny actually. Still don't know how to talk about the topic of masturbating. It's difficult, man. I do it, but I don't come. And you know, it's like if I can be that honest, but it's simply to boost my power type of vibe. All right, ultimately, of course, I want to have a girlfriend and a wife. Turning that girlfriend into a wife and have great kids. So that's Perry Ellis 360 Red.
Despite his looks and his frequent mentions of sex in earlier YouTube videos, Jeremy hadn't had a girlfriend in over a decade.
So you are these typical stunning woman, they call it in America. Nice to meet you.
Can we buy you a drink?
Well, I don't know yet.
We're going... You don't know yet?
Possibly later we see us again. Bye.
It was clear Jeremy didn't always know how to interact with women. Jeremy decided the best way to find a girlfriend was simple: tell the world exactly what he was looking for.
So I'm looking for a girlfriend. You must be Christian and you must be under 32. I was thinking 35, but let's say under 32. And I've created a specific email called girlfriend@jeremyfragrance.com. So this is a serious inquiry from my side. I'm interested in a girlfriend. You must be Christian and you must be under 32 years old. It's girlfriend@jeremyfragrance.com.
I learned in a book that the huge guys in the terms of popularity, let's say, like Napoleon or Henry Ford, they didn't have the so-called Playboy model woman as a wife. They had the good normal woman in the background. And I said, oh good, I don't have to have a social media Playboy TikTok girl as a girlfriend, because this, I'm already doing that. In the evening I want to cuddle and just sometimes I just look at a wall and regenerating my receptors for the next day. And in the evening with a girl or with my wife in the future, I don't want to talk about TikTok and I also don't want her to be a New York City CEO power woman. I don't like that. I'm already this type of guy. So let's do plus and minus and accompany each other.
I got over 700 emails from girls in about 1 hour and 20 minutes. I think those are mostly girls. Thank you for reaching out to me. If I don't find a girlfriend now, the only last situation that I see as an interesting one would be just sitting in front of a church, a Catholic Christian church, and then check women that come out of that church and approach them. Very nice. Thank you for your messages, and I'm going to check them in a moment. Actually, I think I start tomorrow.
Jeremy's girlfriend campaign worked, maybe a little too well. He received thousands of emails. Wanting more personal conversations, he created a Snapchat account. Soon, some of his video messages to these women began to surface.
Pretty attractive woman, Layla Fisher. But I don't know yet a lot about you. You can write me a few things about you later.
Hey, pretty woman with the intense teeth. I'm erected physically simply seeing you talk.
Gotta interrupt your video. I got totally a boner seeing your face and seeing you talk.
I am shocked by you. Your appearance is so beautiful.
Totally a boner in my pants, but I'm not going to show it.
You live in the Christian Texas. You're young. And you seem to have a nice job as well. That's so nice. Hey, Corey. I was so attracted physically with the boner thing. I know it was the truth, so I'm so drawn to you. I am impressed that you don't have a boyfriend yet. And it's also good that we haven't met yet, because if I kiss you, it's a big move because I'm so popular, and it's a big thing when I kiss just a girl, so it's good, but the idea was nice for now, since I'm still single.
Later, without the top that you're wearing now, would be an interesting picture, Corey.
I have a question to you, which I think I know the answer to. And if not, the answer is that, it's also okay. I write it to you and you can write me back. Is it possible that you are still a virgin? Hey, Corey, in case you want to have contact with me, usually I'm the guy that responds every 2 days or something. You should respond a bit faster, Corey.
Jeremy's approach to talking to women obviously wasn't exactly the best, but his quest seemed to pay off when a woman began appearing on his TikTok. Together, they filmed some interesting videos. Jeremy never clearly explained who she was to him, but he did write about her, dropping lines like, "How wonderful, being with wonderful woman as a wonderful man. That secret woman in my videos, she is better than about 35,000 women that wrote me." Eventually, she stopped appearing in his videos, and Jeremy was back to promoting his girlfriend application, once again on the hunt for a lifelong partner. Between the strange videos, the girlfriend campaign, and the growing curiosity around his personal life, Jeremy had become more than just a fragrance influencer. He was a character people couldn't look away from. It was only a matter of time before someone offered him a bigger stage: television. Jeremy's online popularity allowed him the opportunity to appear on the German version of Big Brother.
Some certain type of celebrities from the German-speaking area are living together 24/7 under surveillance, and they have to compete against certain teams there, and it's like a social experiment. I'm sure most of you know this stuff. And so what I thought was interesting is that Jeremy just came in and pretty much straightforward said, you know what, well, everybody from those people is trying to obviously get some clout, but they don't want to talk about it because it's a very un-German thing to do. The funny thing was that Jeremy just came in like, "Hey guys, no, I'm just here to get more popular," which I thought was interesting. Also, he insisted on certain rules, so he for some reason he didn't eat anything for like 8 days, which I think is crazy. Don't do that stuff. And the other thing is, he did not want to change out of his white suit because he said this is his almost like his brand, and that's how people know him, and that's how they have to get to know him. So that was very entertaining. I thought I laughed a lot, I have to say.
Jeremy's appearance on Big Brother was well received, and it led to bigger opportunities. his very own reality TV series called Jeremy Fragrance Power Baby. The premise for the show was simple: give viewers a deeper look into the eccentric world of Jeremy Fragrance.
I had my own TV show, and when it was the idea of doing next part, they just didn't do it for certain reasons.
The show would ultimately be cancelled after certain photos began to surface online.
Well, I did a picture with a right-wing guy or multiple people. I didn't know that they were so radical, and it turned out very big in Germany. And I also didn't read the news there, and I just did selfie, and it was so big that it turned out that the deal was cancelled. And I know what I do and what I stand for, and how people twist it or do it, it's on their side. I wrote a message to one of the media people, and they immediately responded. And I said to them that do not give false testament about people.
I'm not looking so much into news in Germany or in America. I focus on the good vibes, on the positives. But I don't know what so much is happening, but I know what's happening with me. And I like that.
At the same time, activated in me what I actually stand for, the Christianity, and not for right wing or left wing or down up wing, for Christianity.
Jeremy's naivety had cost him his TV show. It would also cost him something more personal: his relationship with his brother.
Hey everyone, this is Camille, also known as Big Bo Fragrance and the co-founder of Fragrance One, and the brother of the one and only Jeremy Fragrance. I'm making this video because I wanted to address a couple of questions that some people in the community had about what happened. What happened is, in May of this year, maybe some of you remember, Jeremy decided to close down the brand. And he did that in a way where he would just go online, as he always does, post a video about it.
And I'm just wearing underwear right now to grab some attention.
And then people were asking me, like, what's going on, Camille? And I said, honestly, I have no idea.
And at some point, I had a feeling that it would be better to end the business relationship with my brother. I keep selling it just without my brother involved in it from a business perspective.
Jeremy's original reasoning about it was that he wants to be more creative again. He wants to be an artist and wants to have less bureaucracy. His version of bureaucracy is me being concerned about his mental health and also his effect on the business, to be honest, because the way he's been doing things over the last couple of months and years have not been doing well, even though the brand is doing really well.
Lo and behold, he gets on TikTok and he goes completely nuts with it. And his numbers grow and he jumps on tables and shit like that. Sorry for cursing, but that's just how I feel about it. But you know, to each their own. Everybody has their vices, I guess. I don't think he sees it as a vice, but I had a little bit of an issue with it, especially when it came to the brand. Him being the face of it, didn't really agree with it, and I think ultimately this is why we stopped working together as well.
So yeah, he basically said from one day to the other, Camille, you're out, and you should do your own thing. I'm sad because I really enjoyed building a brand with my brother, and I was very proud of it.
The end of their business partnership devastated Camille. For Jeremy, it was freedom. Freedom to express himself without limitation, even if it made him look unhinged. From the moment Jeremy created his brand, he saw it as an extension of his artistry, and he refused to let anyone, even his own brother, dictate how he shaped it. Jeremy was done restricting himself and fully embraced his chaotic lifestyle, and he wished more people had the opportunity to feel the same kind of reckless freedom that he experienced.
When I look at this face, guys, I love this guy. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you know who you are. I do have to say that I feel that the world is pretty fucked up in the sense that we human beings even have to think about what we do instead of just following our heart. And that makes me sad. It makes me sad that women have to wear makeup because they feel they're not good enough otherwise. It makes me sad that women have to make breast implants or ass implants. Or guys have to take alcohol because they're not good enough, they feel. And I know you guys love me because of this stuff that I'm doing right now. The truth sets you free, motherfuckers.
Despite everything, Jeremy didn't want business to destroy his family. Jeremy would try to repair things with Camille.
Jeremy and we've met. It was kind of interesting. First time in a year where he wrote an email to me. So we got together and, talked. Not like we resolved everything, but it was nice to see him again. Yeah, and then a couple of weeks later, he invited me to eat pizza at his place that he was renting in Miami Beach. It's definitely nice, and I hope that maybe sometime in the future we can kind of get over what's been going on in the past. Seems like he doesn't really have an issue with it. I do, but that's a different story. Guess where I'm at? New York City, and yes, with the one and only. Look at this guy.
Wow, my brother.
Some of you have seen that I have actually reconnected with my brother. It was quite interesting. It was very, how can I say? It wasn't like challenging or anything like that, but it was definitely something that I was somewhat looking forward to, simply because, I only have one brother. And no matter what happened between us, it will be sad just to throw away a relationship that you built your entire lifetime, pretty much, over certain things that happened. With that being said, I do still think that, there are some unresolved issues, but I do have to credit my brother that he did really make an effort to make me feel welcome, and I want to thank you, Jeremy. I want to thank you for that. I did learn over time that I have to respect him in the way that works for him. And maybe I had some issues with that, disagreeing with him. Maybe he didn't like that. I understand that. I wouldn't personally do things the way he does, but maybe that's why I'm not the #1 fragrance influencer who follows the teachings of God or Jesus. And I'm just me. So that's that.
Unboxed it with the mouth, man. Bam!
In recent years, Jeremy's online shenanigans have continued with no signs of stopping. Jeremy and Camille appear to have reconciled. They filmed podcasts and videos together, perhaps the sign of a truce.
What's the future of my fragrance brand? This will not be reproduced anymore. Office for Man, the last of its kind. In the meaning that this is the last batch, or I don't know if this is the last batch, but I'm not reproducing Office for Man anymore. I want to stick in the fragrance industry, but the current fragrances that you see on sale at Fragrance One will not be reproduced anymore. I have a bigger plan. I have something great planned, guys.
The Fragrance One brand is still going strong, with Jeremy now promoting his new mood-enhancing scents, staying true to his belief that fragrance is about more than smell, it's about feeling.
This is the best new fragrance on the market. It's a mood-enhancing fragrance that gets you compliments. It's a best new fragrance. This could be your one fragrance for the rest of your life.
Despite his many trials, grief, lost business opportunities, and endless controversy, Jeremy Fragrance has cemented himself in the annals of internet history. He built a business on scent, but he sold it with chaos. He wasn't just marketing fragrances, he was marketing himself. Loud, bizarre, and unapologetically strange. From going commando to eating incense on camera. From preaching Bible verses in one breath to sending crude Snapchats in the next. Jeremy blurred the line between performance and personality. Somehow his madness worked. His TikToks got clicks. His controversies brought views. And against all odds, the Jeremy fragrance brand survived. Whether he's a genius marketer or an influencer turned insane, one thing's for sure. Jeremy Fragrance is here to stay.
I want a girlfriend, and he knocking at my door. If I could see your face, I like that. I want to marry you. When you said your last goodbye, I died a little bit inside. I lay in bed in tears at night, alone without you by my side. 'Cause if you love me, why you leave me? Take my body, take my body. What I want is, what I need is to find somebody. I want a girlfriend, baby, and marry her. Christian, I love it. I'm still searching for a girlfriend. Nice.